So there are leaders that we choose to follow, and there are leaders that we follow almost begrudgingly, almost out of obligation. You could say we feel like we're stuck behind them. Big difference, big difference. So this group of leaders that I guess you could put it this way, we give them permission to have a deep, profound influence in our lives. And what separates those two groups? I've been intrigued by this question for a long time. I was 18 years old playing college basketball. My coach came up to me and he says, "Fanning, when are you going to step up and lead this team?" And I wasn't playing for Duke or North Carolina. I was playing for a junior college, but we were at the time ranked in the top handful of junior colleges in the country. So we were pretty good, but we desperately needed leadership. And my first thought was like, "Coach, that's your job." And then my second thought was, I'm already leading, I think, by example. But is it more than that? Is it more than that? And that was just kind of an early example of this quest of like, what's the difference between the leaders we choose to follow and the leaders we follow because we're stuck there, or because we have no choice, or because of their position. But we don't really follow, we don't give them everything. And there's a big, big difference. I want to talk about 4 little pieces of that. Number 1 is they choose to care. We've been doing a lot of research on this all over the country, all different industries, from teachers and people in education to parents to sports coaches to CEOs to frontline supervisors in manufacturing or distribution or retail or even in the food industry. And number one, they have in common is they choose to care. They choose to actually, you could say they choose to love. They choose to want what's best for the people in their world and then act on that. And it's not just what's best for them now, it's what's best for them long term. And that's hard. That's hard. It doesn't mean they're just nice to them or just like them. It means they actually care deeply about them and they choose to care deeply about them, even when it's not easy. That's number 1. Number 2, these two go in hand, number 1 and 2. Number 2 is they serve needs, not wants. And what I mean by that is they actually have to get to know the people around them well enough so that they have an idea what they really need. Because there are people in your world, right, that need, right now they need encouragement. But there are other people in your world right now who need a reality check, who need accountability, who need some guidance. There are other people in your world who right now they need to just be for you to just let them go and let them try something and maybe let them try something that won't work out so well, and they need to go and even fail, and then they might need to confront that failure. So they serve needs, not wants. And that a second one, it's very hard. Without the first one, you rarely do the second one. So they choose to care, they choose to love, really, but this love of will, this agape love that Martin Luther King described over and over and over again, and then serve needs, not wants. People don't always tell us what they need either. People in our world don't always know what they need. So that one takes a lot of wisdom and will. The third one is they choose to serve a cause that's bigger than themselves. And sometimes that cause is people. And sometimes that cause is some big mission. They say education needs to be better than it is. It needs to be more engaging and more powerful and profound than it is. And they serve this cause that's bigger than themselves. And then fourthly, they pay a deeply personal price. If you look at throughout history, why do we hold up people so often like a Mother Teresa? She paid this deeply personal price to serve the cause that was bigger than her. She did these 4 over and over and over again. Why do we hold up a leader like a Martin Luther King? A big piece of it is because he paid a deeply personal price. Why do we hold up a leader like a Lincoln? Because he paid a deeply personal price to serve that cause that was bigger than him. Those 4 things. What do you think?